With a month to go of the transfer window, I ranked Real Madrid summer transfers so far, with the whole month of August still left and the opportunity for more business still there. But now the transfer window is done, August is finished, and no one can leave or join Real Madrid. So I think it's time to do a final ranking of Real Madrid's summer 2025-2026 transfer window. What I will also do, because now I've kind of seen some of these players, like for example, Huijsen, I had never really seen play because I don't really watch Bournemouth like that. And the same with Carreras, I've never seen him play because I don't watch Benfica like that. So a lot of these players, I was just judging based on their importance to Real Madrid and how much we needed their addition. Like for example, a centre-back in Huijsen, how much we needed a left-back in Carreras. But now, after having seen them, my judgment is a bit different. So we will look back at what I gave them ranking-wise before, and we'll give them a new ranking today. But also, I didn't include Xabi Alonso last time. We will also give a ranking to his arrival, and then finally conclude with the overall ranking of the transfer window. Now let's kick off with the departures first. Well, I don't want to go through every single one. I'll just go through the ones that kind of catch my attention, or the high-profile ones. We have, of course, the legends of Real Madrid, Luka Modric and Lucas Vazquez, who were both they were let go. Their contracts weren't renewed. They were on their last years and they were both let go. Luka Modric has ended up in Italy with AC Milan, where he already looks like he is playing phenomenally, and he will help them a lot because he is a fantastic player regardless of his age. And Lucas Vazquez has ended up in Xabi Alonso's old team at Bayer Leverkusen, where I hope he does well. I really like Lucas Vazquez. I love what he did for Real Madrid for all these years. He was a great servant of the club. He was involved in a lot of big moments in Real Madrid that led to big trophies, so I'm hoping he also does well. But the final one I want to talk about is Jacobo Ramon. I'm so on board with the Castilla players leaving Real Madrid and going somewhere else to play first team football. I am such a big fan of it. I want them all to do it, because every single time they do it, it only benefits Real Madrid in the long term. You've got not just Jacobo Ramon, who seems to be doing well at Como. You have Nico Paz, who's also doing well at Como and looks like next year he will be coming into Real Madrid. And he was also linked with Tottenham, and they were interested in picking him up for 70 million. Now, I don't know if that was a fact or if it was just a rumour. I don't even know if they actually did 100% put a bid in, but there were definitely murmurs. There were definitely talks here and there, and that is a 70 million pound player or euro player that we are getting next year for like 10 million. So you can't help but not be excited for that. But moving on to the additions, where I'm going to try to do them chronologically, but I don't even know what order everyone arrived in. We'll start with the manager in Xabi Alonso. Do you know what? I love Xabi Alonso more and more every single day. I love him more and more every single day just from what I hear. From what I hear from the players, from what I see on the pitch, from what I hear from him in interviews. He's just really making me a big fan of what he is doing with the team right now. Because all the players are constantly like, he's strict. The training sessions are intense. He's on top of everything. He tells us to do everything. He's a complete 180 to Carlo Ancelotti, where things were a lot more free and we were a lot more free. Right, with Xabi Alonso, it's very different. It's a lot more strict. He's on top of everything and he wants things done his way. So I don't know what more to say about Alonso, to be honest. With the 3 games we've had, the Club World Cup, not counting the PSG game, which was very bad, but it was more individual mistakes than the team itself. If you give a team of PSG's quality that many chances or those kind of mistakes, there's obviously you're not going to come back, especially when your main attacker and your best player in Kylian Mbappe is still kind of recovering and not 100%. So I'm a big fan of Alonso and I'm giving him an A. I'm not going to, you know what? I'm going to try and stay away from the minuses and the pluses. I'm going to strictly try to stay with the letters and no minuses or pluses. And Alonso's getting an A. Next, I believe we signed Huijsen. And Huijsen, straight away I can say he gets an A. Straight away he gets an A. I can't believe how much Huijsen had to work and how much he had to talk and how much he had to try for Real Madrid to actually be willing to go for him. I actually can't believe it. Because when you see this guy play, not only for Real Madrid, but for Spain. Because I was watching the game yesterday against, I can't remember who they were playing when they won 3-0. He is such a good footballer. He is so good. Like, not even just his defending. His passing ability is a joke. This guy is so two-footed. I generally don't know what foot he is. And I refuse to search what foot he is because I love the fact that I don't know what foot he is because he's that two-footed. It's actually so mad the passes he's able to play, whether it's on the left foot down onto the right side or if it's the right foot up to the left side. He is a phenomenal ball-playing centre-back, but he's also a very good defender. And the guy is only 20 years old. And he's Spanish. Like I said, the more I go into how good he is and all the facts about him, the more I question and I wonder, why did it take us so long to get him? Because every team in the Premier League was circling around. Every team in the Premier League was ready to pounce. The only reason he didn't end up anywhere else before we decided to make a move is because he was waiting for Real Madrid. So I don't know why it took so long, but Dean Huijsen is phenomenal. And like I said, he gets an A. Next, we have Trent Alexander-Arnold. Trent hasn't really kicked off the same way Huijsen has. He hasn't really done everything we know he can do, but he's getting better. In the last game we had, just before the international break, he played a couple very, very good passes and crosses to Kylian Mbappe, which on another day could have very well ended up in a goal. One was offside just barely. It was like his t-shirt that was offside Mbappe's. And then the other one, Mbappe just ended up hitting the side net as opposed to the back of the net. And like I said, on another day, it's going into the back of the net. We just need Trent to pick up a bit more confidence and be a bit more willing to take the chances, because his passing and his crossing, it's very, very risky, and because they're all long range. They're from right back position all the way up to the top of the pitch. They're all a slight risk and go against what the team and what Xabi Alonso wants, which is keeping the ball and possession based and all that stuff. But he has that in the locker, and it's a tool we have to take advantage of. So the more confidence he gains, the more he will start doing those. And I don't think Xabi Alonso is telling him not to do it. I just think he just thinks right now, I need to keep the ball, I need to play it safe, etc., etc. So once he starts doing that, he will go up even more. He is definitely an A. I am so happy we've got Trent. Next came Carreras, who we tried to sign before the Club World Cup, who I made a video on just a couple days ago, and who has been absolutely phenomenal. Just like Huijsen, he has kicked off in a way where it just seems like he's been playing for Real Madrid his whole life. He has been fantastic, and he is also straight away getting an A. And I think so far, all the players I've given an A to have got an A in the previous video as well. Huijsen got an A last time, Trent got an A last time, and Carreras got an A last time. But the only difference is, like I said earlier in the video, they got an A then because Real Madrid needed them. They needed centre-backs, they needed right-backs, they needed left-backs. So they got an A just because they filled a hole in the team. Now they're getting an A because not only do they fill a hole in the team, but they have been fantastic in the first 3 games. So Carreras also gets an A, and I don't want to go too much into Carreras because I made a whole video on him, so there's no point in retelling what I've said previously. But he's just what Xabi Alonso said about him. The fact that he does every single thing good, and his goal line clearance. I've seen that clip a couple times, or more than a couple times. I've seen it so many times. His understanding of the game and his defensive awareness, and to see that the threat was there, and to see where the ball could end up, and to see that maybe his goalkeeper couldn't make it, but regardless of what the goalkeeper does, I need to do my job and get himself on the line to stop a for sure certain goal, because that ball was going in, was phenomenal. I have nothing but praise for him. I am so happy that Vinny finally has a left back that offers him support. A left back that constantly is overlapping, and if he gives him the ball, he's not just going to waste it. A left back who doesn't always need to rely on Vinny to run, because there's been a couple times when Carreras has had the ball, Vinny's been blocked off, he's had 2 or 3 players around him, the passing lane's closed off, the only option he has is to drive himself, and he does so, and it leads to stuff. It's just so refreshing to see. We have not had that since Marcelo, and Marcelo left a long time ago. A very long time ago. So he has been phenomenal. Like I said, he gets an A. Moving on to the final player, we have Franco Mastantuono, who I'm kind of also leaning towards giving an A, but I'm going to stick with a B. I gave him a B before. I'll give him a B right now as well. Because, not because his play or what he's done or hasn't done is bad by any means. No, what he's doing, you can see it. You can see the quality is there. You can see what he's trying to do. He's only just messing up. Only just. There's been so many instances where he's doing a neat little trick or a neat little flick, and it only just hasn't worked. But as he plays and as he gets time on the pitch and as he progresses and as he adapts more to his team and to the new league and the new country and everything else going on, he will get, these little things will start clicking. They will all start clicking. But the only reason I can't really put him into an A is because I don't know how often he's going to play. Now, Xabi Alonso does rotate a lot. He does rotate a lot. And young players he likes to give minutes to. And Mastantuono will definitely get minutes. But the thing is, with Jude coming back in about a month or 2, someone needs to go. And that someone is looking like Mastantuono. Fede's never getting dropped. Tchouaméni is never getting dropped. Jude is definitely playing. Arda's been playing way too good to get dropped. Someone is getting dropped. So you have to believe it's Mastantuono, the young 18-year-old. And I don't know how the system's going to look or how things are going to change, but he is probably going to get dropped. And for that reason alone, the fact that he won't actually be a proper starter, whereas the other 3, or 2 of them already are, and Trent is kind of vying for the starting berth with Carvajal, I just can't give him an A because of that reason. And now finally onto the final ranking of the video, which is for the club itself. And for them, it's an A. It is 100% an A. There were certain things that I still thought we needed and we wanted to do that led to me giving the team a B back then. But there's a big difference between then and now. First of all, the signings and how good they've been. But second of all, Rodrygo. Rodrygo has ended up staying. And Rodrygo is a baller. And him battling Vinny for that left wing position can only benefit them both in the short term. I don't know about the long term, because long term, players need consistency. They need to be playing regularly. They need to constantly be out there and trying, because they're not going to have worldies every single game. So I don't know about the long term, but in the short term, I'm very, very happy about them two challenging each other. And whoever ends up winning in the end makes no difference to me, because Real Madrid will end up winning, because one of them will be playing better, and that will be the one who will be on the pitch. So for that reason, as well as the transfers, I'm giving Real Madrid an A for this transfer window. Not only the additions, but keeping a key player like Rodrygo, which I believe will be massive as the season progresses. But anyway, I'm going to call the video there. Thanks for watching and peace.